Hello and welcome to my video series on how to solve the puzzles in the very nice puzzle game RYB. Stands for red, yellow, blue, I guess. RYB or RYB. I don't know, I think I'll call it RYB. I played this game quite a lot the last 2 days, and as you can see, I solved all the puzzles in the game. And I think I also found the logical solutions to all the puzzles. And because I like this game so much, I decided to make this video series not just to show you the solutions to each puzzle, but also to show you how to get to the solution. So let's start right into it. In the first area here, the red area, the red puzzle area with the first section. Here we have a tutorial that makes you familiar with the basic principle of this game, of how to play this game. As you can see here, we need to color shapes to solve puzzles. And here we have the color red. If we click that, as you can see, the mouse pointer becomes red. And I can't change a color to another color. But these black tiles, as you can see, they sort of jump out once I move the mouse pointer over it. And I can click the 3 black tiles and make them red. And thus the puzzle is complete. It is now explained why this puzzle is completed. Down here it says circles. Circles tell you the colors of neighboring pieces. So as you can see, the neighboring pieces to this piece have to be red. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And this piece has to be yellow because of this clue, and this clue, right? So now we have a new color, which is yellow. Let's click it. And here we can already say that here we need a neighboring piece of the color yellow. And it can only be this piece, right? So let's color this piece. And what is with these 2 pieces? Well, as you can see from this clue, we need 2 yellow neighbors and 2 red neighbors. We already have 2 red neighbors, which means that these 2 pieces also have to be yellow. Now, a little more here, we need 2 red neighbors to this piece. One is here, one is here. And since we also need red neighbors to this piece and this piece, this one also has to be red. Again, 2 neighboring pieces to the center piece, so the top piece has to be red and the bottom piece has to be red. But according to these 2 clues here, yellow and yellow, the center piece has to be yellow. And furthermore, not all circles are given. As you can see here, it doesn't show which color the neighboring piece has to have, which in this case is really irrelevant also because we know already it's yellow. But later on, you will have tiles or pieces without any clues also. And partly later on, there will only be part clues. Partly clues? The clues will only contain parts of the clues, whatever. So let's start here with yellow. As you can see, we need a neighboring piece of yellow here and here. These 2 pieces can only be here for this clue and here for this clue. And as you can see, for this piece, we have to look at this clue here. It says we need 1 red neighbor, which is here, and 3 yellow neighbors. 1 is here, 1 is here. The third one has to be here. And now we need a red neighbor here also and here, because we already have a yellow neighbor here and this yellow neighbor is here. So that's red and red. And we solve the first series of puzzles here. Let's move on to the next one. Here we start with this clue. We need 2 red neighbors. 1 is here, 1 is here, and 1 yellow neighbor, which can only be here. So let's color this piece. And if we look at this clue, we need 1 red neighbor, which is here, and 2 yellow neighbors, and they can only be here and here. So let's color them. And if we look at this clue again, we need 1 red neighbor, which is here, 1 yellow neighbor, which is here, and another red neighbor that can only be up there. Oops. So here we go. Here we need yellow first, because according to this clue, we have 1 red neighbor that is here, and a yellow neighbor has to be here though. And also on that side, this clue says one red neighbor, which is here, and one yellow neighbor, which is down here. So now, if we look at this clue, because we have yellow selected already, we need 3 yellow neighbors. We have 3 neighbors altogether. 1, 2, 3. All of them have to be yellow. Now we can see here, we need 2 red neighbors. That is a part clue only, because we have 2 clues here, but 1, 2, 3 tiles, right? So here we have 1 yellow neighbor already, which means we have 2 neighbors left. And since we need 2 red neighbors, those 2 remaining neighbors have to be red, like this. And for this part, we have to look at this clue again here. We have 2 yellow neighbors. One is here, one is there. And 2 red neighbors. One is here, and the remaining one has to be down here. Now this puzzle needs a little more thinking in advance, but it makes you familiar with a very basic concept of how to solve some of the puzzles in this game. And you have to look at these 2 tiles. As you can see, these 2 tiles have to be either red or yellow and red, right? Now, as you can see from this clue, this one has to be yellow and red, this one has to be red. No, wait. Let's assume that these 2 parts would be red, according to this clue. Red and red. Here, red and red. That would mean that those 2 tiles don't comply with this clue, because we only have one red neighbor here. And since we only have 3 neighbors, 1, 2, 3, one of these 2 neighbors at least has to be yellow. We have a maximum neighbor of 1 red color, or maximum 1 neighbor of a red color here. And the same goes the other way around. If we assume that those 2 parts would be yellow, according to this clue, that wouldn't comply with this clue, because we have a maximum of 1 yellow neighbor. And again, we have 3 clues and 1, 2, 3 tiles. So one of these 2 tiles, at least one of these 2 tiles, has to be red. Which means, if we put all this together, that for these 2 tiles we need 1 red color and 1 yellow color. Yeah, that doesn't really help us yet, because we don't know where to put the red and the yellow. But what we do know is, because we have red and yellow here, those 2 clues are already used up, and we only have 1 red color left, which has to be in this part, according to this clue. Okay, so we can color this red, and here we have 2 red neighbors. They can only be this one and this one, so we can mark them. And on the other side, since we need 1 red and 1 yellow neighbor here, we also know that this one has to be a yellow neighbor. We can mark this already. And here we also have 2 yellow neighbors. One is here and one is there. So that's that. Here we can start with the usual, like an easy first step again. We have 3 red neighbors, and we have 1, 2, 3 neighbors, so all of them have to be red. Now, according to this clue, we need 2 yellow neighbors. One of the 3 neighbors of this piece is already red, so we can only have this one, and this one is yellow. And here we have 2 red pieces already neighboring, 1 and 2. We need 1 more yellow piece. That has to be here. And that finishes this final puzzle in this section here. Now I have to go back. Oh no, wait, it's not finished yet. We need this one here. Overlooked that totally. This one we can deduce from this clue here. We need 2 red neighbors and 1 yellow neighbor. We have 3 neighbors in total. 1 is yellow, 1 is red, so the remaining one has to be red. Like this. Now it's finished. Let's move to the 3rd area here. Yeah, this is also combining clues again to start. Look at this clue and this clue. We need red and yellow here and red and yellow here. Now, if we would put the red one here, according to these 2 clues, we would have a yellow piece here and a yellow piece here, which means we would have yellow, yellow, and red. But according to this clue, we need red, red, yellow. So that means down here we need yellow. Yeah, we need the yellow piece. so that according to these two clues, this one and this one, we can have two red pieces here. One here, one there. And here we have a final clue. This is actually, I think, the first time we see this here, a clue that is like only revealed during playing a board. We need a red neighbor here, and obviously that can only be here in the top. So let's move on to the final puzzle in this section, in the red section. Let's start with red. If you look at this clue, we have 1, 2, 3 neighbors, and we need 3 red neighbors. So each of these 3 tiles has to be red. And if we look at this clue, again we have 1, 2, 3 neighbors, and we need 3 yellow neighbors. So let's mark them yellow. Now looking at this clue, we can also say that this one has to be yellow, because we need 1 yellow neighbor, and this neighbor is already red, so we need a yellow neighbor here. And we can switch to red, because for this tile we need a red neighbor. We only have 1 neighbor left, the other 2 are yellow, so this red clue means that this tile is red. Looking at this clue now, to finalize the bottom part of this puzzle, we need 1 yellow neighbor, which is here, and 2 red neighbors. 1 red neighbor is already here, so the final red neighbor can only be here. Now we can move to this section, and the section of the puzzle. It's basically the same clues, only in the alternate color. Here we need 1 red piece, which can only be here. Here we need a yellow piece. Those 2 are red already, those neighbors, so the yellow piece has to be here. And the remaining yellow piece has to be here, because we have 1 yellow piece and 1 red piece neighboring this one, and we need 1 more yellow piece. So let's put the yellow piece there. And that's it for this part of the video walkthrough. I hope you enjoyed watching this and everything I said made sense and is clear. By the way, I'm pretty sure that, like, even maybe in this section of the puzzles, but for sure later, there are different logical approach, maybe. So if you find other ways to solve these puzzles, feel free to reply in the comments. I will be back with my next video in which I will solve the puzzles in the yellow puzzle section of the RYB game. So thanks again for watching, and hope to see you again. Bye.